Ever wonder why maternity photo shoots always seem to happen in the middle of a sunflower field? Ah, the magical realm of maternity photo shoots, where the sun always shines, the wind always blows just right, and every expectant mother is an ethereal goddess. Now don't get me wrong, there's nothing inherently wrong with wanting to capture this momentous phase of life. But have you noticed how these photo shoots tend to follow a certain, shall we say, template? Let's dissect this phenomenon a tad, shall we? First off, we have the location, a sunflower field, a beach, or some other picturesque setting that screams Mother Nature. It's as if the moment you discover you're pregnant, you're instantly drawn to all things natural like a moth to a flame. Gone are the urban jungles you once roamed. Now it's all about the great outdoors. Then there's the attire. No maternity shoot is complete without a flowy, Grecian-style dress that billows in the wind. And let's not forget the flower crown, because what better way to symbolize motherhood than by dressing up like a woodland fairy? And of course the classic hand-on-belly pose. It's as though there's some unwritten rule that states one must cradle their bump in every photo as if to say, yes world, there is indeed a baby in here. But why, you ask? Why do we all feel compelled to follow this trend? Is it societal pressure? Or perhaps it's the fear of missing out on a rite of passage? Or maybe it's just the love of a good photo op. Whatever the reason, it's worth noting that while these shoots can be fun and memorable, they're not the be-all and end-all of pregnancy. So if you're an expectant mother wondering if you need to frolic in a field of flowers to validate your journey, the answer is a resounding no. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the world of maternity photo shoots and explore the unspoken question, are they overrated? Did you know that maternity photo shoots can be traced back to the late 20th century? And so, our journey begins, not so long ago, when pregnancy was considered a private affair, something to be hidden under layers of fabric and societal norms. However, the winds of change were blowing. The 70s and 80s saw a shift in attitudes. Pregnancy was no longer just a condition to be endured quietly. It became a celebrated phase of womanhood, a symbol of strength and resilience. This shift was reflected in popular culture, with pregnant celebrities gracing magazine covers and talk shows. Then came the 90s, and with it, a wave of change that would redefine maternity forever. Enter Demi Moore, with her groundbreaking Vanity Fair cover in 1991. There she was, 7 months pregnant, confidently bearing her baby bump for the world to see. This bold move challenged the traditional views of pregnancy and opened the door for maternity photo shoots. As we stepped into the new millennium, the trend of maternity photo shoots took off. Social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram became the new stages for expectant mothers to share their journeys. Pregnancy was no longer just about the arrival of a new life. It became a milestone to be documented and celebrated, a personal narrative to be shared with the world. Over the years, maternity photo shoots have evolved, reflecting changing societal norms and individual preferences. From intimate home shoots to elaborate outdoor sessions, from solo portraits to family pictures, the options are endless. And so we find ourselves in the present day, where maternity photo shoots have become almost a rite of passage for expectant mothers. These photo shoots are seen as a way to cherish and capture the beauty of pregnancy, a moment in time that is both fleeting and transformative. So, from a hidden condition to a celebrated milestone, pregnancy has come a long way. But does that justify the hype around maternity photo shoots? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this fascinating topic. Ever considered that maybe, just maybe, maternity photo shoots aren't about celebrating pregnancy at all? Now, before you gasp in disbelief, let's take a moment to ponder over this thought. Could it be possible that these photo shoots are more about commercialization than celebration? Let's face it, we live in a world where businesses are always on the lookout for new trends to capitalize on, and maternity photo shoots are no exception. What started as a beautiful way to document pregnancy has now turned into a multi-billion-dollar industry. From professional photographers and makeup artists to designer maternity wear and props, there is an entire ecosystem thriving on this trend. But the question is, who benefits the most from these photo shoots? Is it the expectant parents cherishing the memory of their pregnancy, or is it the businesses profiting from the trend? And then there's the pressure to have an Instagram-worthy pregnancy, the pressure to look perfect, even when your body is going through a roller coaster of changes, the pressure to keep up with the Joneses. But why? Why do we feel this need to put on a show for the world? Maybe it's because we are constantly bombarded with images of picture-perfect pregnancies on social media. Maybe it's because we are made to feel like we are missing out if we don't have a maternity photo shoot. But let's not forget, pregnancy is not a competition. It's a personal journey, unique to each individual. It's about the bond between a mother and her unborn child. It's about the anticipation, the excitement, the fear, and the joy of bringing a new life into the world. And no amount of commercialization can take away from the beauty of this journey. So, are we celebrating, or are we just falling into a well-laid commercial trap? Food for thought, isn't it? Raise your hand if you've ever felt guilty for not wanting to spend a small fortune on a maternity photo shoot. Now we're diving into the deep end of the pool, folks. The pressure and the guilt. Those two sneaky little emotions that seem to creep up on us when we least expect it. You see, when it comes to maternity photo shoots, they often come bundled with a hefty dollop of societal expectation and a side order of guilt. Imagine this. You're scrolling through your social media feed and bam, there it is. Your friend, glowing, draped in silk, cradling her bump in a sunlit meadow. Suddenly you're questioning your choice of sweatpants and a baggy t-shirt, wondering if you should be frolicking in a field instead. That, my friends, is the pressure. And then comes the guilt. The nagging feeling that you're somehow falling short, that you're not doing enough to celebrate this monumental phase of life. You start to think, should I be capturing these moments professionally? Am I robbing my unborn child of precious memories? It's like being caught in a whirlwind of comparison and self-doubt. But let's take a step back. Who made these rules anyway? Who decided that the best way to commemorate pregnancy is by splurging on a professional photo shoot? We have heard countless stories of women who felt the pressure to have these shoots, despite their reservations. One mother shared with us how she was made to feel less of a mom-to-be because she didn't want to spend her hard-earned money on a photo shoot. Another told us how she was guilt-tripped by family members for not wanting to follow the trend. The truth is, there is no one-size-fits-all way to celebrate pregnancy. Some might cherish a professional photo shoot, while others may prefer a quiet celebration at home, and that's perfectly okay. Remember, your journey is just that, yours. It's unique and special in its own way. Don't let societal pressure and guilt dictate how you choose to celebrate it. Let's face it, the keeping up with the Joneses mentality can be exhausting, especially when you have a baby on the way. So, are maternity photo shoots overrated or just misunderstood? Now that we've traversed the history, commercialization, and societal pressures surrounding maternity photo shoots, it's time to weigh the pros and cons. On one hand, maternity photo shoots can indeed be a beautiful way to celebrate pregnancy. They capture an intimate moment in time, a glowing mother-to-be, and the anticipation of a new life. These photos can become cherished keepsakes, a testament to the journey you've embarked on, and a reminder of the strength and resilience it took to bring life into the world. On the flip side, there's no denying that the industry has become quite commercialized. The pressure to have the perfect photo shoot, complete with designer maternity gowns and picturesque backdrops, can be overwhelming. Not to mention, the hefty price tags that often accompany these shoots can stretch budgets and add unnecessary stress. It's also important to consider the fact that not all women feel their best during pregnancy. The idea of posing for a camera when you're battling morning sickness or swollen ankles may not be appealing, and that's perfectly okay. Pregnancy is not a one-size-fits-all experience. It's a unique journey, filled with highs and lows, and it should be celebrated in a way that feels right to you. So, are maternity photo shoots overrated? Well, that's for you to decide. If you find joy in dressing up, striking a pose, and capturing this special time in your life, then go for it. If, however, the thought of a photo shoot leaves you feeling anxious or pressured, then it's perfectly fine to skip it. The key here is to remember that your pregnancy is your own unique experience. It's not about keeping up with the latest trends or succumbing to societal pressures. It's about embracing this journey in a way that feels right to you. Remember, the best way to celebrate your pregnancy is the way that makes you feel happiest. And if that means posing in a sunflower field, then by all means strike a pose.